there and welcome back to Charming Raindrops, my channel. I am Vicky and we are doing our November reading stats. You may have watched yesterday's video, which showed you what books I read in November. I ended up having to split it into two different videos because it was getting to the point where it was way too long. So this is where I talk about what books I've read, obviously just a little bit, but then we look into what was my favourite, which was my least favourite, what did I buy and how much did I save by using my local library. If you want to try and guess the answers to any of those questions, if you manage to get hold of them, because I'm sorry I'm a little bit snuffly today, then feel free to comment below. Obviously we can see which one my favourite is by now, because it was Some Like It Cold. I love Elle Whitnickel. She cannot write them fast enough. There's going to be a follow-up next year and I have ordered it and I cannot wait. My least favourite for this month was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I finished it, but I just don't think I understood it, got involved with the characters as much as I would have done originally. So, the next thing that you can comment on, if you fancy it, is how many books did I buy this month? How many do we think it is? Don't scan through and find out and then come back, because obviously don't ruin it for everybody else. But also, how much did I save by using my local library? I'm an advocate for a local library. I mean, I wouldn't be able to read half as much as I do if I wasn't a member of a local library. I'm also an advocate for it because I work in one. But, you know, I still love libraries regardless. So, for anyone that's thinking about joining their local library, it's not just books on site either. You can also download library apps, which means that you can get audiobooks and ebooks from at home, which was amazing when I was away. So, you know, go and join your local libraries wherever they are in the world. They will probably all have all of the services and all of the apps that you will need to be able to read books at home. So, yeah. This month I managed to read 17 books. Well, listen to most of them because I am doing a crochet project for a friend at the moment. But I'm not going to talk about what it is because I don't know if they watch my channel. I don't think they do, but I'm not going to risk it because it's a surprise. Anyway, so there's 17 books. Hence why I think my video had to be split into two, because by the time I talked about 17 different books, it was so long. We didn't have time to do a dashboard as well. So I'm not going to go through the list of books again. You can see them on the screen. If you want to know what I thought of them, then feel free to go back to yesterday's video and I will link it down below. So then you can go back and you can watch that one and then you can see what I actually thought of the books that I read. So the books that I read this month were a mixture. So some of them came out of my TBR read and get rid of pile. Some of them I borrowed from a library. To be honest, I borrowed more than I took out of my TBR pile. In January, that's going to have to change because I need to tidy my home up. But, you know, for the moment, getting anything off the TBR pile or the read and get rid of pile is a bonus because the pile has not changed unless I've been adding to it in over a year, probably nearer two. So the fact that anything came off of it is an added bonus. So the circles at the bottom, this is just going on how many books that I read did I own and how many books did I borrow. So out of the 17, I owned 6 of them, of which all 6 are being unhauled now, and 11 of them I borrowed. So, anyone that guessed before how many books they thought I'd bought, this is where you'll find out the answer. There was a little bit of a sale on Amazon Kindle, so I did buy a few. But, you know, sometimes you've just got to treat yourself to a book. So, it was 2 different authors. It was 3 books in total. And I spent about £5. So, I ordered Crowfolk by Mark Stay, because that was something that a friend has told me I need to read. I really should be reading because it's amazing. And then the other 2 are by Jodie Taylor, and I've read from her before and they're absolutely amazing. But she did a different series, so these ones came from that series. So the next thing that I do is work out how much I paid for my books this month and how much I saved by using a library. So we will find that this month the amount of I paid for books is going to be slightly higher, because I've started reading off my TBR and my Kindle list. So my reading get rid of list. So it will be slightly higher, but I still think it's quite impressive how much I'm saving by using my local library. Hint, hint. And then at the bottom, I'm going to do some statistics. I'm just going to do two pie charts for this month, as I'm starting to run out of space. So I'm going to write all the titles down again and how much I either paid for them or saved. So all of the numbers in green are ones where I've saved money, and the ones in purple is where I spent money out to buy the books. What I'll do is I'll speed this bit up, because you've already seen me write all the titles before, and you probably don't want to see me write them over and over and over again. I'm just going to quickly do my statistic labels so that the pen so that it can be sorting itself, so I know what's going on. So, and now I'll speed it up a little bit for you, but you'll find the numbers at the end, because the two bubbles on the right hand side, one is the amount I've saved and one is the amount I've paid, and they will also be in purple and green related to the numbers in the chart. Okay, so it's now time to do some totalling up. So now I'm going to put the numbers in, and I'm going to work out how much I have saved by using a library. So that's calculating all the green numbers, which there's lots of them, and then how much I've paid out, which is the purple numbers. Oh my god, it's going to be over £117.42. Well, I didn't see that one coming. I mean, to be honest, it's been about £100 each month, apart from last month when I was ill, so I didn't read as much. But yeah, £9.21 I paid out. Oh well. As I say, it's the read and get rid of pile. I wouldn't have paid that much for 4 books normally. So yeah. That's how much it saves to use a library, folks. I'm going to hint again. If you haven't done it, go do it. Go do it. And they're probably nice people as well. So, rock on. Okay, so now we're going to do the statistics. So one of my statistics was really easy, because it was literally a half-half split, which was interesting, because that was the audiobooks 2 books that is a half-half split. And then I decided to do Christmas and non-Christmas, which was a just over half split. It was 7-9, so it was just over a half split. But yeah, I tried to find some interesting stats that are different for this month, because the stats I'd used for previous months just wouldn't have worked. And also, it's quite nice to change things up a little bit. So now I'm going to do my labels, because what I'll do is I'll highlight those. And it's easier to let that dry. It's better to let it dry before you go over the pen, because otherwise it will smudge. Okay, so now I've let them all dry. So now it's still a little bit smudgy, but I'm going to start colouring it in anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to colour in all the bubbles and all of the pie charts, and then I will show you how it ended up. I do apologise that I cough and sneeze. Yeah, for some reason I seem to have picked something up, but I think there's a lot of it about at the moment, which is a little bit of a pain. But we all keep on keeping on. And I'll probably speed this bit up as well for you, because there's a lot of colouring to do. But as I say, if you like what you're seeing, then please like, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things. You can also follow us on social media. And I also have a website, which is where you can find out about all the things that I'm using. So whether that's pens, pencils, sticker paper, the journal that I'm writing in, all of that information is either on the website or it is heading in that direction. So if you want to see more about what I'm reading, then please feel free to like and subscribe. I do these videos probably, well, every month I look at what I've read and what I've planned to read and what the stats are. Depending on how many books I read depends on how many videos it ends up turning into. Last month I read 7 and I managed to get it in both in one video. This month I read 17 and it went across to 2. But, you know. So that's all from me for this particular video. I think tomorrow you'll see my December setup. So what am I planning to read in December? So if you like what you see, then take care and I'll see you again tomorrow. Nice to see you. Bye.